In November, I was invited by the State Department for my second stint in Turkmenistan as a cultural liaison, this time to co-curate an exhibit with the director of the Fine Art Museum. The exhibit, The Spirit of Two Deserts, was historic in that it showcased artists from Turkmenistan together with artists from the States for the first time. It was one of the keystones of a week-long program, American Culture Days in Turkmenistan. It was so moving to greet some of the painters whom I had met 2 years ago. This time we were all participating in the same exhibition. In many cases, the work by artists working half a world apart displayed striking similarities in palette and inspiration, making visual the original underlying concept, which was to connect the populations of both countries through the common experience of their desert landscapes as expressed by the artists. The exhibit also became a reminder of how small our world has become and how precious the natural world is to all of us. The opening reception was quintessential Turkmenistan in formality and elegance. I had a traditional Turkmen dress made for the occasion and spoke a bit of Turkmen, which went a long way in expressing my respect for Turkmen culture. It was just remarkable what a difference that dress made. I received an email recently from a Turkmen man that read, "When you were here, you rocked by wearing a long Turkmen dress. Thanks for doing that. Personally, I was very touched." I was assisted by a most talented young Turkmen interpreter, Maysa Napesova. We joined 2 other representatives from the States in a yurt where we shared a traditional Turkmen meal. Emmy Award-winning Amanda Pope and Alex Ago from USC School of Cinematic Arts brought movies subtitled in Turkmen that provoked powerful conversation among students and teachers. Mahogany Jones, a hip-hop group from Detroit, did a great job interfacing with the audience, working with a young Turkmen dancer who spontaneously came up onto the stage. A Turkmen clarinetist filled a concert hall with magic when he broke out in an unplanned improvised duet with the company E pianist. And a young painter came to me for advice about his passion to work in an avant-garde style, which his family didn't support. This is what I was in Turkmenistan for. Change around the world is often made through connections one person at a time. One of my contributions was a series of workshops in oil pastel that I taught to colleagues and students at various art academies. I introduced Sennelier oil pastels that were designed in Paris for Picasso, still made today. Together we created small oil pastels in an hour's time. On this visit to Turkmenistan, I stood on the foundation built 2 years ago during my first trip. We were able to go a little deeper in getting to know each other. I particularly experienced a sense of hope through connections with the younger Turkmen people, so enthusiastic about American film, music, and art that they wouldn't normally have had access to. And we received much enrichment from them as well, through their pride in their own traditions. These kinds of cultural exchanges aren't quantifiable, but they're clearly effective ways to establish invaluable mutual respect between countries and cultures that know so little about each other.